Okay, Martin, I just wondered if you could tell me a bit more about the film festival. But first of all, I just wanted to find out a little bit more about yourself and your thinking behind the festival. So, first of all, who are you?
My name is Martin Curry. I've been in the film and television industry for my whole life, my whole working life.
Yeah.
I don't make terribly interesting things. I make things for banks and things to do with sport and things for news, and none of it's terrifically exciting or creative. So I like to make stupid little films, just to be able to say that I'm doing something that I enjoy. I do enjoy my job. I like doing what I'm doing, but I wouldn't necessarily want to watch it.
Yeah. And how did you first start making your little films? When did that start then? The ones that you say that you do them because you enjoy them.
Well, I started those when I was about 8. I used to make Super 8 films as a child, and I've always taken the opportunity to make a stupid little film whenever I can. It's got a lot easier now because the equipment's very cheap, and I can churn these things out now.
And just so everybody knows, where do you actually live?
I live in Sheffield.
Right, okay. And is that where the festival is?
Yes, we live in Pittsmore, the part of town where people suck their teeth and go, oh, you don't live there, do you? Well, actually, we really like it, and it's got a good community, and this should be a good community event.
Who is the event for?
It's for me.
And who else is it for?
Everybody else.
And who is everybody else?
Anybody who wants to come along. The films are all short. I've got a low tolerance for boring films. So the idea is you come along and you be entertained. And there's also lots of people there. We're going to put lots of intervals in, so you get a chance to chat and talk to each other. It's in a nice old building that's being underused. My primary aim is to get the local community in, but anybody else is welcome.
Yeah. And why are you calling it a zero budget film festival?
Because we haven't got any money, and nor has anybody else.
So, has that got any relationship to the amount of money that's been spent on the films in that case?
Well, yes. I mean, the films are all done for the hell of it. Nobody's been paid to make any of these films. Nobody's receiving it. Nobody has a budget for these films. These are things that people have got together themselves, and they put their time and their efforts and creativity into it, but they haven't put any money into it.
Okay, and what sort of people have been making the films?
A good variety. We've got some creative types who are more into the media than others. So I've got a guy who's spent ages making some puppets in order to make his film. I've made a few. My son is in an awful lot of them. My other son has made one with his mate. People who don't normally make films have made the majority of the films, and they're a mixed bag.
Right, and so what sort of age range are people then for the actual filmmakers?
My youngest star is a 4-year-old, or 3 3/4 actually. The oldest probably in their 70s.
Right, okay. And what sort of equipment have people used to make the films on?
A lot of DSLRs have been used, but personally I use a camera I got off Amazon for 80 quid that looks like a mobile phone. I've shot 3 or 4 films on that, and I find it perfectly adequate.
And who else is actually involved? What's involved in running the festival?
Well, you're involved.
Right,
this
yeah.
is Janet, my sister, who's the efficient side of things. She comes up with things like insurance and and getting people's names in mailing lists and publicity and things like that. I'm of the opinion it'll all come together eventually, and between us we seem to make it work. I've got various other people who were involved with us last year who've stayed on for this year. The most significant individuals are Stephen Poole and Peter Applerock, both of whom have made significant contributions and are on the screen in at least 3 films each. And then it's friends and neighbours and strangers. I'm particularly pleased by strangers, people who just come out of nowhere and give me a film.
Yeah.
We've got some very good stuff from schools this time, and we've got some good stuff from children.
Yeah.
So we're not pretending that this is Hollywood. We're not pretending that these are televisable films or will go on to give us a Hollywood career. These are stupid little films, sweet little films, and they're very much about the people who make them, as much as the film itself. But I assure you, they are entertaining.
Yes, yes. What? I mean, there's a huge range of people involved there, and there's obviously the audience as well. What sort of, I mean, apart from it being good fun, which it will be, are there any other benefits of having the festival?
No.
None whatsoever.
No, I really don't think this is going to raise our profile.
Yeah.
I think it's good for Burnt Grieve to have some nice events on that we generate ourselves without asking for any money for them.
Yeah.
Because we do put this festival on a shoestring. We have to pay for some equipment hire, and we have to pay for posters and leaflets,
Yeah.
and that's about it. It's just nice for people to get a little surprise. It's nice for people to find something in their community that they walk away going, bloody hell, wasn't that nice? So I think it raises people's morale a bit.
Yeah.
But there's no business benefit or health benefits or long-term strategy benefits. Maybe this will be the last year we do it. We'll see how it goes. We're doing it because we can,
Yeah.
not because we want to, and I think that's enough.
So, just if anybody's going to be coming along, thinking of coming along this year, and they didn't come last year, and they're wondering what sort of thing to expect, what happened at last year's festival, and what sort of thing can they expect? Say, come along to the cemetery for 7:30. I mean, what on earth can they expect?
You'll be greeted at the door by our usherettes or some other volunteer. You'll be asked to fill in a form, giving your name and email address, just so we can add you to our mailing list. You'll be invited in. You'll be given free sweeties and free popcorn, though if you want to leave some money we'll be very grateful, but we don't insist on it. It's a nice old building that turns itself into a very nice cinema. And we show, this year I'm going for half-hour runs. Last year it was 20-minute runs. I'll show 30-minute runs of films, followed by a 10-minute interval. So, get up, move around, chat with people, and if you want to go outside for a crafty fag, you're perfectly welcome to do that, but please put your fag ends up. Just enjoy yourselves. Children are welcome. Children do tend to be a bit on the noisy side, but we expect there'll be fewer children as the evening goes on. It's a nice community event, so use the opportunity to actually talk to the audience around you. I know normally we go to cinemas and sit in the dark and don't talk to each other, but I'm afraid I actively encourage talking.
Yes.
And if a film is so boring that everybody talks through it, well, then that's more down to the film than the audience, I think. I'm convinced of the quality of the film, the quality of this year's films. I think we'll have good silences and laughs in all the right places myself. But I just want people to enjoy themselves any way they can.
Yeah. And Martin, what do you enjoy most about it?
I enjoy the fact that I do very little on the night.
Yeah.
There's a huge amount of work on the run up to it, but the whole show is programmed and just runs itself. So once the audience are in, please audience do turn up. Once the audience is in, then all I do is hit the play button, and I can sit back and relax and enjoy myself as a member of the audience. And I had a lovely time last year, and I intend to have a good time again this year.
Right, thank you, Martin.
You're entirely welcome.
I look forward to the evening.
So do I.
Okay.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm knackered. No, we've got the usual last run of films coming in, so I was doing some special effects last night till 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I'm at work now. This isn't my residence. This is my workplace. I'll be working on it tonight. It's quite a slog now up until the end of the festival itself. I've got all the leaflets to deliver. I ordered them today. We've got banners to put up, and we've got to decorate the place and get everything in, and get everybody out. And I'm in for a very busy last 2 weeks, but after that it'll all be fine.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's also encourage everybody just to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well, because then they'll get the news as it's happening as well. And obviously there's the website, but following us on Facebook and Twitter means people are able to get more up-to-date news as well.
Absolutely. And if anybody wants to help deliver leaflets, I'd be really grateful.
Okay.
All right.
Right, thank you.
Right, I'm going to get back to work.
Right.
Okay.
We'll leave it there then.
Right then.
Is that useful?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah? Okay.
Okay, right.
Bye.
Bye.